And now, please join me in inviting our last speaker of the day, Training Manager, ASEAN, Red Hat Asia Pacific, Ms. Kim Ng, as she shares with us how Red Hat experts can help architect, implement, and enable organizations for tomorrow's IT. Ms. Ng, take it away.
Okay, a very good afternoon, right? My name is Kim, so I'm the Training Manager for ASEAN. I guess I won't take too long because mine is the last presentation and I won't keep you here too long, so mine will be a short and sweet one, right? Okay, so after you have heard the whole day on technologies, right, so what else does Red Hat offer? So today my session is basically on services. So what does services do? So there's actually 3 stages to the solution lifecycle. So the first stage is, of course, the architect stage. This is where somebody comes in, architect the solution, what fits best for the company, for the organization, right? And they propose that to you. And then moving on to the second stage is the implementation. And this is where our consultants comes in, help you to implement the solution that the architect have planned out for you. So once they have finished the work, they hand over. Okay, the customers are almost on their own now, right? So the last stage, of course, is to enable the customers. So this is where training comes in. So we train the customer to make sure that they can still continue to maintain the system. So let's go into deeper, right, into each of these stages. So architect. So if you look at this, as I fresh out all these issues here, right, I'm sure these are not new to you. Some of you probably have faced more than one of such issues like high costs, right, vendor lock-in, inflexibility. So all this is actually the root of one big issue, and that is complexity. So this complexity issue is stopping you from moving on, right? So how can Red Hat help you? Right, so I'm sure the whole day you have been hearing about open source. So simplification, that is actually the solution to complexity. So here, I'm sure you also hear about this, doing more with less. So our architects, our solution architects as well as our consultants are here to help you to come up with a good solution and to help you to implement that solution. Right, so some of the things that we can do with less is things like we develop the solution that is aligned to your business. Okay, so you come in, we study your business. We don't just come in and just throw you a solution. We study your business. The consultant comes in, work hand in hand. They engage with your operation team and your infra team, engage with them earlier so that they can actually complete the implementation on time as well. Now, implementation, of course, that is our consultants. Okay, so why engage Red Hat consultants? Now, our Red Hat consultants have resource. Okay, especially we work very closely with the open community. So they are more reliable, they're more resourceful, right? They are able to implement because they have so much experience with so many enterprise customers. So they are able to implement in the shortest time. They're able to give you, better solution. So one of the case study that I want to bring forth to you is, it's not far from here. It's in Malaysia, right? YTL. So they are the telecommunication. I believe you all heard of YTL, right? They are quite a big organization in Malaysia. So they actually did a tender, right? They wanted to change the way the students from primary school to secondary school, the way the students are educated in Malaysia. So they want to go into an e-learning mode, right? And also the system allows the teachers from different schools to share resources. So they choose Red Hat because we are able to give them a very reliable solution, right? And they actually want to implement this across 10,000 schools across Malaysia in 12 months. So what our consultant did was we came in early, engaged with them earlier in the project, And we are able to finish this within 6 months. So they were very impressed, okay, with the turnaround time, as well as with the reliability and the cost savings that they have. What others? Okay, such as modernizing your system. So our consultants have also gone through many migration process with a lot of customers. So again, they are able to come in to help you to, to go through that process smoothly. Again, of course, everybody is talking about cloud now, right? So harness the power of the cloud. Again, because of their reliability and they have lots of access to the expertise, basically, right? They are able to implement private clouds and all that together with you. Okay, last but not least, enable, and this is, of course, my area, right? Training. So training, of course, to a lot is, well, maybe, just go through some self-study, things like that. That's good enough. But doing self-study is very different from doing a proper authorized training. Okay, so we have a lot of weakness, especially those that have gone through the training plus the exam. Okay, I'm not sure how many of you have heard about our exams. Okay, our exams are not simple. Okay, how many of you here have taken our Red Hat exams? Yeah. Okay, so these are the people who are very proud with what they have. Why do I say that? Okay, our exams are not the multiple choice kind of questions. It's not like, go in, you fill up 12 or maybe 30 or 60 questions. These are all task-based, so there's no way you can go into internet, look for the answer, memorize it, and go to the exam and hope that the questions are out. So they're all task-based, from 2.5 hours to 4 hours. All right, go in, give you about 5 tasks, and literally you're there typing in all the commands and things like that, rebooting, make sure that it boots up and things like that. So I also heard students who told me that, well, my system didn't boot up, so I don't think I passed. Things like that. So it's very, very hands-on. So if you do pass and get yourself certified as a Red Hat, either an administrator or engineer or even architect, okay, you should be very, very proud of yourself. So we always tell our customers, hire Red Hat train, because they know what the architecture of the technology is all about. Okay, so they are not half-baked, where they study on their own, guess, trial and error. So the turnaround time of a Red Hat trained engineer versus a self-paced or self-studied engineer is big difference. Okay, they're able to troubleshoot the problem much faster and right to the point. So once they are trained, deploy them. So what can they do with the trained engineers? They can deploy and manage, right? They can solve challenging problems, manage internal resources, as well as reduce turnover. The whole company actually faces reduced turnover because they are able to solve the problem on their own as well. So basically, we can help you to build a smarter team if you go through the proper kind of Red Hat training. These are a list of what our Red Hat training can cover. So the most common one, of course, is the first column, the core system administration course. So these courses actually teaches you how to deploy, how to administer, right? How to manage a Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So these are, of course, our bestseller. So these are our sysadmin 1 and sysadmin 2. And with that, they graduate, if they take the exam, they graduate as a certified system administrator. Next, we have the advanced system administration course. So this will lead you into a system engineer level. All right? So after you know how to deploy, how to administer, of course, you need to learn more of planning, right? And management of the entire Linux environment. New in our curriculum path, of course, is our cloud computing, which is Openstack. Okay, it's new because it only started end of last year. Okay, so now I'm sure, you know, when you were visiting some of the booth, we were there trying to get you to do the skill assessment, to attend the workshop. All those are all related to OpenStack, which is what is everyone talking about today. So you have no idea what is OpenStack all about, right? This is a workshop. You can still sign in. The booth is still there. After this, you know, have ended, you can still go there and sign up for the OpenStack workshop. So that is something for you to have an overview. You don't really need to know OpenStack to attend that training. But if you do have very good experience with OpenStack, then we have many, many advanced courses all around OpenStack, like high availability, right, networking, right? So there are many. So again, if you have any question around this area, we are there at the training booth. Okay, not forgetting our JBoss, our middleware as well. Now we have increased from like a 5-course curriculum to currently we have almost like a 20-course curriculum, all about JBoss middleware, about fields, about field service work, BRMS, right, about the latest data virtualization. Okay, so again, we cover quite a wide spread of all the Red Hat technologies. And we are lucky in Singapore, most of this training do run here because we all have the resource to run this training. Right, so I'm not sure how many recognize this guy. He actually worked in one of our leading telco, although now he's no longer there. He's back in Philippines. He is one of a Red Hat certified architect, okay, which is our highest level, right? So in fact, he was one of the very few, okay, architect that was certified then. He said, to be certified is the most recognized and challenging Linux certification in the industry today. Okay? And this is, of course, his biggest professional achievement, which he's very proud of. Okay, so I talked to him. He said, yes, Linux has helped him a lot in terms of, certification has helped him a lot because he's able to go back, and not only for himself, for his team as well. He's able to troubleshoot the system much better, give better planning, okay, better solution to his management as well. For those of you who are new to our training path, this is, again, remember my first column that I mentioned earlier, first and second column? These are training and certification. So the blue boxes are the training courses. The red boxes are the exams, the certification. So depending which your experience. So we actually have training path for all different type of experience that you have. So if you're new, you know nothing about Linux, but you like to pursue this, the first column is for you. So you just take the sysadmin 1 and sysadmin 2, right? Then certification, RHCSA, followed by sysadmin 3, and then RHCE. But if you have 3 years of experience or more, then you don't really need to do sysadmin 1 and 2. You can always go for a rapid track. So from a 9 days training, you can now do a 4 days training. Okay? So on, if we are senior, very senior, like maybe 5 to 10 years of experience, we also have a track for you. And that you don't even need to go through courses that is meant for RHCSA. You just do a track that could bring you to CSE. So you just take 2 exams after that, and then you become a CE. New, as you know, we have just launched our RHEL 7 this year. Right? So the last column is actually for those whose certification has expired. Right? So if you are still holding a RHEL 5, RHEL 4, your certification is no longer current. Okay? It's no longer current since August 15. So you don't have to panic. You are still fine. You just need to go and do your exam. All right? We have a recertification path. And for those of you who are RHCE, not to scare you, the new RHCE exam now is 4 hours. Okay, so good luck. Right, so anything, not sure, you can come to me later. I'm at the training booth. Cloud courses, I mentioned earlier, Right now, we have lots more. Beside the OpenStack, we also have OpenShift, we have CloudForms, okay, neutron networking, high availability, clustering. All these courses are all related to our cloud computing. So, coincident enough, both my case study are around training or education. So the second case study that we want to bring to you is National Technology University, NTU in Singapore. This is a very recent case study. So what they want to do is they want to, again, this is about cloud, right? Because since last year, everybody seems to be talking about cloud. So they want to reduce their cost by 30%, and they want to integrate their private and their public cloud. So again, we bring in our consultants, we bring in our SAs, did an architecture solution, but with the blessings of the global folks, we also get help from our global team in the US to help us in implementing this, this case or this project. So NTU, of course, didn't just depend on us. What they did was they also signed up a lot of the courses, but all on the cloud computing. So basically, they sign up most of these courses, okay, like OpenStack training, virtualization. All right, so today, they are kind of quite independent, right, because they have already been trained. Right, so the 3 stages that I've brought you through: architect, implementing, as well as enabling. Okay, so all these 3 work hand in hand. So although it's a 3-stage, but you need to have all 3. So in today's complexity world, right, all we need is to be simplification is the key of the root, okay, to the complexity. Okay, and leveraging on open technology, right, and that will allow you to have a better solution. Okay, so with that, thank you. Oh, sorry, the promotion. For those of you who wants to really start on your Linux training, you can get up to 95%. Okay, this is on our WDA funding. So some of the fundings that we have, very, very affordable after this. So if you need to know more about this, please come to the training booth. Okay?
Thank you, Ms. Sung.